Obtaining an accurate history is the critical first step in determining the etiology of the patient's problem. Hello, Namaste viewers. Welcome to our channel PhysioHealer. I am Dr. Nisha Kanabar from PhysioHealer, and in today's session I am going to talk about how to take the history of presenting condition to make the physiotherapeutic diagnosis. You will be surprised to know that a large percentage of a time you will actually be able to make a diagnosis based on the history alone. The value of the history, of course, will depend on your ability to elicit relevant information. The patient initiates this process by describing a symptom. It falls to you to take that information and use it as a springboard for additional questioning that will help to identify the root cause of the problem. Note that this is different from trying to identify the disease states, which yet exist, do not generate overt symptoms. To uncover these issues require an extensive review of systems. Generally, this consists of a list of questions grouped according to the organ system and designed to identify the disease within that area. Starting with initial questions to ask to your patient. Ideally, you would like to hear the patient describe the problem in their own words. So always let your patient speak first without asking leading questions. Open-ended questions are a good way to get the ball rolling. These include: what brings you here? How can I help you? What seems to be the problem? Push them to be as descriptive as possible. While it is simplest to focus on a single dominant problem, patients occasionally identify more than one issue that they wish to address. Starting with follow-up questions to ask to your patient. First question is, ask about the duration of the symptoms. How long has this condition lasted? Is it similar to the past problem? If so, what was done at that time? Second question is about severity and character of the pain. How bothersome is this problem? Does it interfere with your daily activities? Does it keep you up at night? Try to have them objectively rate the problem. If they are describing pain, ask them to rate it from 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst pain of their life. Though first find out what that was so you know what they are using for the comparison. For example, childbirth, a broken limb, etc. Furthermore, ask them to describe the symptom in terms with which they are already familiar. When describing pain, ask if it is like anything else that they have felt in the past, for example, knife-like, a sensation of pressure, a toothache, if it affects their activity level. Determine to what degree this occurs. For example, if they complain of knee pain with walking, how many blocks they can walk. How does this compare with the 6 months ago? Third question to ask is about location and radiation of the pain. If the symptom, for example, pain, located in a specific place, has this changed over time? If the symptom is not focal, does it radiate to a specific area of the body? Fourth question to ask is, have they tried any therapeutic maneuver? If so, what's made it better or worse? Fifth question to ask is pace of illness. Is the problem getting better or worse, or staying the same? If it is changing, what has been the rate of the change? Sixth question to ask to your patient, are there any associated symptoms? Oftentimes, the patient notices other things that have popped up around the same time as the dominant problem. These tend to be related. Seventh question to ask is, what do they think the problem is, and or what are they worried it might be? Eighth question is, why today? This is particularly relevant when the patient chooses to make mention of symptoms or complaint that appear to be long-standing. Is there something new or different today as opposed to every other day when this problem has been present? Does this relate to a gradual worsening of the symptom itself? Has the patient developed a new perception of its relative importance? Example, friend told them they should check it out. Do they have a specific agenda for the patient-provider encounter? Ninth question to ask to your patient, mechanism of injury, trauma, whether it was high-velocity thrust, sports and occupation, whether it was insidious or repetitive, any work-related injuries, repetitive work, level of activity with work, overhead work or sedentary role. 10th question to ask is, any change in the occupation, level of activity or general health? 11th question is any paresthesia, anesthesia, motor loss, or if it is pre-existing or recent. 11th question is sleep pattern. Do they sleep well? If not, is it because of the problem or other factors impairing the sleep quality? 13th question, how are they feeling about the problem and what are their expectations? 14th question is if your patient has leg pain or cramps with activity but improve with rest, changes in color, soreness or ulcer, tired legs, or any signs of the vascular symptoms. 15th question, aggravating factors and easing factors, for example rest, analgesia or heat. Ask about the 24-hour pattern of the pain, that is 15th question. Worse as day goes on, perhaps activity dependent. Is the problem getting better, staying the same, or worsening with time? 17th question is irritability. How easily or quickly does the pain come on, and if aggravated, how long it will take to heal? 18th question, nature of the pain. Type of pain, peripheral, nociceptive, neurogenic or central neurogenic. 19th question is functional limitation. What can't they do because of this problem? And last question is investigations. What and when they have done the investigation and what were the results? Now it's time for some tips to remember major points to be asked for history of presenting condition. You can remember the acronym I love old cards. I stands for investigation, L for loss of sensation or motor affection, O stands for occupation, V stands for vascular symptoms, E for expectations, O for onset, L for location or radiation, D stands for duration of the symptoms, C stands for character, A for aggravating factors, R for relieving factors, T for the timing, and S stands for severity. If you have any questions or suggestions for us, you can write down in the comment section below. We'll try to reply as many as we can. Thank you for watching. See you soon next time. Stay tuned. If you like today's video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe us.